What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Hopefully everyone had an amazing weekend this past weekend. This podcast is presented by e.l.f. Cosmetics. You guys know we've been talking about e.l.f. Cosmetics every episode now. We are absolutely loving their products. We have a couple of them sitting right next to us in the studio. The Power Grip Primer. There are two kinds to that. The Halo Glow Liquid Filter that you can use in any way that you desire. If you want to mix it with your foundation, you want to mix it with a contour, you want to do a little concealer action with it, whatever you want, you can mix it however you like. So many great products that we have absolutely been loving.
The e.l.f. Cosmetics products we have tried, love. We've gotten to try some new ones, which has been super exciting and fun, and getting to play around and use some ones that we never use, because like we have our staples, the ones everyone sees. I think those are some of these guys. The Lash and Roll Mascara has been one of my favorites. Love. I think it's a fantastic mascara. What's also, so great about e.l.f. Cosmetics is high quality products, affordable price, and you really can, you can head to your local drugstore. You can find it there, or you can go to elfcosmetics.com, learn more at the e.l.f. Cosmetics app.
Yep.
So make sure you guys are using your e.l.f. Cosmetics.
And we are loving that you guys are tagging us. We love to see it all, and we love e.l.f. New York City tickets went on sale this past Friday. Thank you to everybody who has bought tickets. We are so excited. There are a couple of tickets still on sale, but it's selling fast, so make sure you get those before it sells out. We're so thankful for all the people who bought tickets immediately. The feeling of excitement that we see when like people are tagging us that they bought tickets and they can't wait, and they've been waiting for years. I'm like, I can't believe it. Like they've been listening for years, and they've been waiting to come to a show.
And finally, yes, I feel like the shows have just gotten bigger and more fun, and having everybody along for the ride with us is great.
Yes, I'm super, super excited for that. Philly is this week. There are still tickets on sale for Philly. We do have a packed show, but there's still some tickets on sale. So if you were thinking about coming last minute, you could do that. We are having an after party at the Barstool Bar after our show in Philly. That's free. It's just a bar. Show up. We'll have a great time together. We're also doing one in Chicago, because I saw some people asking, are you going to do the same thing in Chicago? We are doing one in Chicago as well at the Chicago Barstool Bar. Once again, free to attend. We're just going to be going there after the show. So we're super excited for all these things. It's going to be a big week.
It's going to be great.
But how was everybody's weekend?
Great. Good weekend. I was at a wedding. I was at we threw a surprise party for my friend.
Yes, you did, which I want you to tell everybody the layout in which you surprised
So my friend Lauren, her 30th birthday was a few weeks ago. So, like I said, I've talked about surprise parties now. Mm-hmm. Just really do them when nobody sees, like just 3 weeks before, 3 weeks after, they won't see it coming.
Yeah.
But two of my friends, they wanted to organize this party. They reached out to me and they said, all right, Fran, like we need you to come up with, or let's like brainstorm, let's come up with an event or something that Lauren needs to get like dressed up for, and we'll fake it. At first, we were coming up with things that were like too exciting. Like we were like too big. We were dreaming too big. But we landed on saying that we got invited to a Bravo Winter House premiere party.
Yep.
And so I texted her. I was like, Rhea and I got invited to this. We both got +1s. Like Marty's coming, but like Joe can't come. Do you want to be my +1? And when I sent her that, she like was texting me back all caps. Oh my God. Like, yes. Like I'm so excited. And we were like, oh no, like maybe she's too excited. But that was the plan. We kept it like super low key. It was funny because she's like texting other people like, oh, like as we were coming up to it this weekend, it was like, oh, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm going to this event with Fran, like blah, blah, blah. Like Fran and Rhea are going, like I'm going with them, like so excited. And I had told you, I was like, all right, you're along for the ride in this. Like I texted you Friday afternoon and was like, I need you to text me at 8:15 and say, you guys are getting a drink at a bar around the corner and that we should meet you at that bar.
I was so excited all day. I was like, I literally set an alarm to send that text.
And it was perfect because it was just me and her in her apartment. And And so when you sent me that text, like I was like, because in my head I was like, oh, I'll just I'll show her and then we'll be ready to go.
I backspaced so many times. Like I was like, okay, how do I make this sound as natural as possible? I was so nervous all day.
Oh my God. So, I mean, really she had no fucking idea, so it was fine. But I was like sweating bullets because it was just me and her like having a drink in her apartment before we left. And I was like, oh my God, like do not say the wrong thing. Like she wanted to call the Uber, but I just didn't want any, like I knew I had to come in from a certain road because the bar had like all these big windows. And I was like, oh, I got it. Like I go, it's a work event. I can expense it, you know?
Don't worry.
Like, it's like a, you know,
on Barstool.
It's networking. Like we're good. She was like, okay, fine. But when we walked in, the hostess, because I just tried to like walk fast because I was like, oh, they're in the back, like whatever. And the hostess like kind of stopped us and was like, oh, are you here for the birthday party? And I was like, I have never given meaner look in my life. Truly.
Oh my God.
Lauren goes,
so not cool of her.
Lauren was like, oh no. Like afterwards, Lauren was like, oh my God, you gave that hostess such a dirty look. I was like, yeah, I almost killed her.
Because how can a hostess be so uncool about a surprise event?
Right? Like,
we don't ask questions.
Come on. You know, like it's a surprise party.
Yeah.
You know all the people are back there.
Right.
Oh, I literally was like,
did somebody not inform her it was a surprise party?
I don't know. Maybe
know.
I have no idea. But thankfully, Lauren and the bouncer too, checking our IDs, he took Lauren's first and was like, oh, happy belated. Like just was and like
oh my gosh.
And but Lauren like really had no idea because she was like, oh, her too. Like because we're a day apart. And when we walked into the back room, she literally like looked at me and she was like, she couldn't see anybody because it was dark, and she was like, Fran, we're crashing somebody's surprise party. Like she like thought like we were, in her mind she was like, oh, Rhea and Marty are in the back, like maybe there's another party going on that they like don't care if they're like getting drinks back there. And then she thought that we were ruining somebody's surprise party coming around the corner, and that like all these strangers were like, surprise. And she was like, oh fuck. I was like, no, look closer. It's all of our friends.
It's for you.
I was like, it's so for cute. You. And it was nice because her family flew out. So then she saw her parents and her siblings, and it was a massive success.
That's really cute.
But we were laughing as we were like, damn, so sorry we had to make up that winter house party. And her sister was cracking me up because Lauren like didn't want to say anything to me, but she was like texting her sister being like, oh, like Austin's posting from the city, like he's probably gonna be there.
I was gonna say, like, I was thinking of so many different ways to send that text where I was gonna be like, we're at the bar, like Craig said that they're also meeting. Like I was like,
we thought of so
really
many different versions.
Sell it, like,
yes,
but I was like, oh no.
I know. I was trying to come up with, honestly, I was trying to like share the least amount of details as possible because I was like, I do not want to get myself caught in like, oh, I said this person was gonna be there, and like, or I know like the list of people. I was like, I don't know, like it's just. It's always a mix. I was like, it's always a mix with these things. Like, you know, you never know who's going to show up, who's going to be there, who's not going to be there.
I'll be there for a couple minutes, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's so cool, though.
It was a massive success, though. It was fun.
I really want to throw somebody a surprise party and pull it off.
It is a thrill because there is something like it feels like also your party. You know, like it's a party for them, but you're so proud of yourself for pulling it off. Yeah. You're like, yeah. Like all night, I could not. All night, like also being the one that brings them in is like the best place.
It's an honor
because it is, and I was very excited to have that role because, like everybody contributed. Like this was organized by, like Bridget and Jen did it, so it was like. But walking around the party, everyone was like, Fran, way to go. And I was like, yeah, I crushed it.
You got to give some credit to the other girls.
Oh, no. I mean, they put together the whole party. Yeah. They organized the whole thing. And I just, had to make sure Lauren got there.
Which is also an important role.
It was, everyone played their part in a very exciting surprise party.
That's a very exciting weekend.
Yes. And then went to a wedding Saturday night. It was beautiful, stunning wedding. And home Sunday for football.
Sounds like a typical weekend.
Yep, exactly. I was tired though.
Yeah, you seemed a bit tired.
Yeah, Saturday night we just stayed awake for far too long.
Saturday night.
For no like good reason. Just like sitting in our apartment. But that's just like that last.
Sometimes there's nothing better than staying up late in your own apartment.
Oh yeah, no.
You're like, I'm not even anywhere and I don't have a bedtime.
Yeah.
Like I could just stay up late in my own apartment.
Yep.
Noah, how was your weekend?
Not too eventful. I went out on Friday, but Saturday I actually had like a little scare with my Uber Eats order.
Oh, for a second I was like, where is peanuts?
No.
Oh.
No.
What happened?
I'll say
this is super vague and I'm already uncomfortable.
No. So I was like,
I'm worried.
I'll just be honest. Like I was pretty high, but I ordered ice cream from Holy Cream. So I was like, fuck it. Like I didn't leave my apartment all day Saturday, not once. That was my third delivery order that day. So all the other orders,
it was raining.
All the other orders were fine. Yeah, I was like planning to go out, and then I'm like, I'm too tired. And
yeah,
it was my first weekend in like a month where I hadn't had like something to do. So I was
you
just,
never
like,
texted me, and then so I was like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna like I was like, I feel like I'd know if he'd want to come out.
No, yeah, I was like, no, I'm just gonna stay in. So then, yeah, I ordered ice cream. It was probably like 9:30 that it was supposed to be delivered, and so usually like I have in my app, leave at the door, and they usually abide by that, or they ring the doorbell once and then I wait and they leave.
Yeah.
So that's what I did this time. Like he rang the doorbell, and I just like waited. First of all, I'm like in my boxers. Like,
where is this going?
Yeah, I'm
okay, I'll skip. Yeah, this is too long. But
I'm like, where's the dramatic moment?
Basically, he like wouldn't stop ringing the doorbell and banging on my door for like 30 minutes, like 30 plus minutes. Like I swear to God, like I was like, and I don't know if it was because I was so high, but I was like starting to freak out. I'm like, what the fuck? I called him like from my phone, being like, hey, just leave it like at the door. Thanks. Like
no,
I'm
Uber.
sick.
They just changed the thing where you have to give him a PIN sometimes now.
No, that wasn't even part of it.
Oh well, that is a thing.
Yeah.
So that could have been it.
No, trust me,
No, I
that
think you
wasn't
would know because honestly, I don't have to do the pin thing, but Marty has to do the pin thing.
Yeah.
And for me,
I haven't had
like,
to do the pin
yeah,
thing.
me either.
I said through the door, being like, hey man, thanks. Like we're all good here. Like you can go. No, like I don't know if he didn't speak English. I don't know what was the problem, but like he just refused to leave, and he kept. I heard him walking down the hall, like knocking on other people's doors, like ringing the door. I'm like, what is this guy's deal? He wouldn't leave, so I called down to my doorman, being like, I was like,
why?
Pretty like shaken up. I'm like, this guy is
you
like.
were afraid to open the door out at this point.
Well, at some point, it's like gone too far. I can't open the door now. Like I've just been sitting in here, like.
Oh boy!
And the guy can't. I don't know what happened, and he took the ice cream.
So he was so fed up with you, he took the ice
Yeah,
cream.
like what?
I mean, I think all it would have taken was for you to open the door, look him in the eyes, and he would have been like, okay. Like I think he just did.
But
he wanted to
I told him to leave. Like why?
I could see the frustration on your part because usually
it wasn't even
when
frustration. I was like scared. I'm like, this guy's crazy.
If there's no pin,
like who waits around? Like
if
you have your
no
own life.
pin,
Why are you waiting around for 30 plus minutes knocking on my door? Like just leave the ice cream there.
If there's no pin and you were like, hey, leave it at the door, you're kind of just like, all right, just leave it at the door.
That's
what's going on.
I told him like 5 times, like leave it at the door. Like through the door, leave it at the door.
See, that's what's crazy to me. Like at that point, just like clearly there's a miscommunication happening.
My first excuse was like, I'm sick. Like I can't come out. Like just leave it at the door.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
So
yeah, well, that was my exciting night.
Seemed like you had an exciting.
My doorman probably thinks I'm like such a pussy.
You wouldn't just open the door for your Uber Eats
delivery guy.
It's just your Holy Cream.
Yeah, like.
I mean, he probably really enjoyed it. Holy Cream is really good.
You think he ate it?
Yeah. He was probably treat for me. He doesn't want it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Sorry that happened to you.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I'm shaking up. I might be like not ordering.
Oh boy.
That's not true. I ordered yesterday.
You gotta switch apps.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like,
gotta start using DoorDash.
Yeah, a grown ass adult.
What would you have done in that situation?
Open the door.
But if you had if he'd been knocking on your door for 10 plus minutes, and like you,
I would never have let it gone for 10 plus minutes.
So you open the door the second. Anytime you order something, you open the door immediately. That's crazy.
if they ring the doorbell, I get up and I go open the door and get my food.
I always wait like a few minutes because I don't want to have to.
They usually like give it a knock and then I hear them drop the bag
totally.
and walk
and
away.
Like,
so most
of the time,
He sent me.
But most of the time, by the time I get to the door, they're already gone.
But the thing
was, sometimes they are still there, and I say thank you, and then they leave.
Before he even started the whole knocking thing, he took the picture, sent it to me, so the order was like complete on the app. So it was like already like he took the picture.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, what are you doing? You already sent
You're like,
the picture.
just leave the ice cream. Just leave it.
I'll never understand. I kind of like want to know like what. This like what
you would have found out if you just opened the door.
No, I think I would have been killed.
No, I highly doubt that.
Well, I'm sorry you went through that, Noah. My weekend was pretty standard. What did I do Friday night? I just watched some TV Friday night. Saturday, we went to my friend's birthday party during the day for a little bit, and then we went back to Hoboken and went out to dinner. Bounced around a couple bars, had a good time, also stayed up really late in the apartment. But, like I said, no bedtime. What can you do?
Yeah.
Sunday, nap day. So, I got my good nap in.
Yep.
I also made some food. I made mini chicken pot pies. Those were delicious.
Everybody is in there. You're like the fourth person I've talked to that's been like talking about chicken pot pies.
Excuse me. I started making mini chicken pot pies last year. I was talking about them.
Yeah.
You invented chicken
I've
pot
just
pies.
seen I've seen like a lot on the internet. Like Lauren last night went home to make chicken pot pie for dinner that she was like cooking for multiple people.
Look at this. They're mini. Remember I made these last year for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Well, you weren't at my Thanksgiving.
Yes, but you told me that you made them.
It's not really chicken pot pie. It's really just shredded chicken, frozen like mixed vegetables, cream of chicken soup. I mix it together. I put Grand's biscuit in cupcake holders. I put the mixture in there, shove it in the oven for 15 minutes. That's it. I don't really know if that's like chicken pot pie is a little bit different than that.
Yeah. But I feel like I'm seeing a lot of, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like on TikTok, I'm also seeing a lot of different versions of chicken pot pie as well. I actually saved a recipe for a chicken pot pie soup that looked absolutely delicious that I saw on TikTok that she made by pureeing potatoes instead of using cream to thicken up the soup. She used like a healthier alternative kind of, but no, it is instead of like using like a heavy cream.
Yeah.
And it looked delicious.
Let me tell you, fall menu items are in.
Yeah, it is soup season.
Soup season.
My TikTok is
chicken pot pie season.
I could not be saving TikTok. I could not be saving soup recipes faster. Every time I see one on my For You page, I'm like, save.
Speaking of seasons, Saturday night we went to dinner. It was with Dana, his fiance, which by the way, I'm not to blow up Dana's spot, but Dana's name being Dana.
Yeah.
You hear the name Dana, you think girl, but Dana's a boy.
Yep.
And if you follow along Barcelona, Dana. There are so many, I feel like, instances where like his name, like we went to dinner and Marty and Dana split with their credit cards.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, Dana, like was going to pass it back to me. And then I was like, nope.
Is Dana more of a girl's name?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Really? I feel like, I don't know. I've never met one single girl Dana. I don't think.
Really?
I know like 5.
I have a cousin Dana. I think.
Maybe just because the only Dana I know is a guy. But.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, Dana's definitely more of a girl's name. So it's funny. It's funny to see that switch up. But so we went to dinner, the 4 of us, and I was wearing a brown leather jacket, and these 4 guys walk in wearing brown leather jackets. Like everybody in the group was wearing leather jackets, which we were like. I saw because Dana tweeted it out, and I saw Feidelberg quote the tweet and be like, "You can only have one leather jacket guy in the group. Like there's only one." And then one of the guys like kind of recognized us, whatever, and it just came out of my mouth where I was like, "Hey guys, we're all matching," and the guy was like, "Yeah, 'tis the season." I thought they were gonna be like, "Oh no, it's a joke. Like we're all wearing leather jackets." He was just like,
"No, it's leather season.
'Tis the season."
Leather
and I was like,
jacket
"You know
time.
what? 'Tis the season.
Yeah.
It is. I have my brown leather
jackets.
And you guys have your leather jackets on. And now we are a group full of leather jackets. We are taking over this restaurant with our leather jackets. So yeah, great night. Bounced around a couple bars. Like I said, nap yesterday. And then today, you know what? I'll just say it. My period kicking my ass.
Yeah.
I woke up in the middle of the night getting it. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually I wake up in the morning and I go to the bathroom and I see that I get my period. That's how my period approaches me most of the time. This time around, my period wanted to visit me in a little different way. It wanted to wake me up in the middle of the night. So I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, oh, my tummy hurts.
Yeah.
Shout out Drake and his tummy issues. But I was like, oh, my tummy kind of hurts. And I went to the bathroom and there you have it. Full blown period, kicking my ass. Sorry. Like, but I'm just being honest. Like, you know, when your period is just like beating the shit out of you, that's how mine was today. Like full, like the migraine.
I was like that 2 weeks ago.
People, this month I'm also seeing people talk about it on TikTok. Like periods are different this month. Apparently.
We're all just getting this
like,
time
it's
around.
just like really kicking everyone's ass.
Hey,
So
I
like
wouldn't
really
be surprised.
It just decided to wake me up and like boom, boom, punch me right in the stomach.
Just an uppercut.
No, seriously, it just like fucking took me out. I was like, oh man, like one of those where I was walking around trying to get ready and I was like, oh, I can't even walk straight. I can't even I can't do this right now. So yeah, thanks period for waking me up in the middle of the night. But you know, sometimes obviously getting your period sucks. Like it really does suck. But when you get that heating pad on and you get in a comfortable place and you feel that sweet relief, even though you were just in pain, you get that sweet relief and you're like, everything's gonna be okay.
And you know that you have,
like,
you know that you have the excuse that of not being able, like you're like, you know what, I deserve to lay here for 3 hours and not do anything.
Knowing you don't feel well because of your period is, I don't want to say satisfying, but it makes you feel better. Yeah. Because you're like, because yesterday I was really sleepy, like really sleepy. My head kind of hurt, and I was like, man, I hope I'm getting my period. But I didn't. It came at the wrong time. Yeah, this month. That's why it was unexpected. But yeah, but that sweet relief of putting that heating pad. I know everyone listening or most listening knows that feeling of when you get that heating pad on your back or your lower tummy. Yep. And things feel okay. So right now, if you have your period and you're wondering if things are going to be okay, just grab a heating pad. Grab a Midol even. That's what I did. And everything will be okay. All right. Let's get into the topics for today. We're going to be talking about Drake's new album. And of course, this supposed lyric about Rihanna. Touchy subject for me. Gigi Hadid was seen out on a date with Bradley Cooper, supposedly. A little update on the Lynn Spears situation. We thought her dad, Jamie, moved in with her. We posted about it. She updated us to tell us that that's not true. She also posted on her story. And then an update on the Clayton from, the past Bachelor situation. We'll give you the background about that and weekly watch report. So let's get into it, starting off the topics. No matter what kind of hair day you're having, we all want quick fixes and habits that work to create effortless routines. I have created an effortless routine with whey products. I have used whey products for years. I swear by whey products. After every time I take a shower and wash my hair, I spray in the whey leave-in conditioner. I also have the whey wave spray. If I'm not going to sleep right after and I'm going out or I'm going to work and I wash my hair, I'll spray in the wave spray. Otherwise, I'll spray in the leave-in conditioner, go to sleep, and my hair wakes up wavy and effortless. And whey helps you find your way back to healthier hair with products I'm struggling to speak, specifically formulated for all hair types and needs, even yours. Your fast fix for healthy looking hair, Whey's best-selling hair oil. I love a good hair oil as well. Once I spray in the leave-in conditioner and my hair starts drying a little bit, I'll take a little bit of hair oil, just go through the ends of my hair with it, and I feel like that kind of brings down if there's going to be any frizz, which usually doesn't happen with the leave-in conditioner, but the hair oil, just like rub it through gently and it has your hair feeling nice and light and effortless and wavy and just feels like you have your hair all together. It's a multitasking oil that smooths frizz and seals split ends for a high gloss, super smooth finish. Keeps color from fading and can be applied on wet or dry hair and protects your hair from heat damage. My favorite time to apply it is more of a damp hair. No matter what kind of hair you have, Whey's hair oil will rejuvenate your hair so it's healthier, more vibrant, and smells incredible. I've been using these products for years. I'm telling you guys, Whey has the best hair products. Whether you've got fine, medium, or thick hair or multiple hair concerns, find what you need at Whey. Get your fast fix for healthy looking hair. Go to thewhey.com. That's THEOWAY.com ouai.com. So remember, way is spelled OUAI. Theway.com, and use code CHICKS for 15% off any purchase. Once again, that's THEOUAI.com. Use code CHICKS for 15% off any purchase. So Drake released a new album on Friday, long-awaited album, for me at least, okay? It's called For All the Dogs. It's been teased for months. It was supposed to be released September 22nd. It got, pushed October 6th. He's an October guy. It all made sense, all right? The way that this album, before we get into the lyric, the way that this album was hyped by Drake, his dad, everybody, like, oh my God, it's going to be one of Drake's greatest albums. I basically like every single album that Drake puts out, and I do like this one. Like, I basically like every album he puts out. So I was driving home from Long Island Friday, from Long Island to Jersey, popped that bad boy on. It was like a little cloudy, a little rainy. Yeah. Nothing better than listening to an album for the first time in the car. Yeah. I was like, oh, this shit is crazy. Like, I was like, this is amazing. After further listen, like, there are a couple songs I really love and the rest is like fine. I like a lot of the songs. Of course, though, first listen, you're not getting into the lyric. You're not dissecting the lyrics right away because you're hearing everything for the first time. A couple hours later, I start seeing Drake disses Rihanna on his new song. And of course, it's my favorite song on the album. And so
I haven't listened to any. What song is it?
It's called Fear of Heights.
Okay.
Wouldn't be your type of song.
Okay.
You may like the Bad Bunny one. I like the Bad Bunny one.
I have not. I did not listen to one.
I'll play the Bad
note. I have not heard a single.
I can't play because copyright issues.
Yep.
But I will play the Bad Bunny one for you after this. Fear of Heights, it's my favorite one on the album. So to find out that this alleged lyrics is about Rihanna did not sit well with me because I am torn, all right?
There's nothing alleged about it.
It is alleged. It is alleged.
I think it's
because he didn't.
I think it's clear as day.
It's alleged because he's not straight up saying this is about Rihanna. So you have to say it's alleged.
I see.
And the lyric goes like, this is tiring for me because I don't. I'm a big Rihanna fan and I'm also a big Drake fan. He said, why? Now, excuse me, because I'm no rapper. So when I read the lyrics,
just
don't judge me for my no flow. He said, why do they make it sound like I'm still hung up on you? I added a did in there because I can't say why they make it sound. It doesn't sound natural for me. Still hung up on you. That could never be me. Better him than me. Better it's not me. I'm anti. Yeah, and the sex was average with you. Yeah, I'm anti because I had it with you. He said, I had way badder bitches than you. He said, yeah, that man, he's still with you. He can't leave you. You'll go on vacation. Blah, 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 blah. Anti was the name of Rihanna's album.
Yeah.
We all know Drake was obsessed with Rihanna for a long time. And Rihanna didn't want his ass, okay? She wanted A$AP Rocky. And I support that fully because I'm A$AP Rocky and Rihanna's number one fan. The problem I'm having with this is the fact that this is my favorite song on the album. Like, I'm just like, Drake, why? Why did you have to say the sex was average?
Yeah.
Why did you have to say you had badder bitches than her? Why?
Yeah, because
why,
right.
Drake?
He's hurt.
He's clearly, that's what happens when
it just always comes from, like, having the story around it be that, like, he was always pursuing her and she was like, nah, like, I'm good. Like, for him to, that is why it's like, okay, now you're just, it's a little pathetic.
Yeah, and they did have a little thing, they got matching tattoos, and Drake clearly, there's a old clip going around. I think he was on LeBron James's barbershop. I think that's what it was, where they were talking about Rihanna, and then one of them said, like, I would want like a family. And Drake was like, I wanted that.
Yeah.
And so now they're just like, it's the classic case of a guy not getting the girl that he wants, and he's upset about it, and now he's gonna diss her and be like, oh yeah, I had better than you, whatever. So we're obviously team Rihanna here with this, but is this my favorite song on the album? Yes. So I'm gonna still listen to the song.
I'm
that
curious
part
now,
I
is it
might be a
just-
little bit more silent at.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sing along to that part, but will I still listen to the song?
Yeah.
I have to be honest and say yes, I am.
Look, Rihanna, I think it's also because like Rihanna clearly has created that family and is on the other side of all this, and it was like, okay, like we get it, Drake, you know?
Yeah.
She's
happy with A$AP
she's-
Rocky.
has 2 children
Yeah.
and they are good.
Beautiful family.
And you just like don't need to be including her in this.
And Rihanna and A$AP look so happy this weekend. They were at a little party.
Yeah.
They were dancing, kissing. Obviously, I mean, they're, but
Yeah.
they just look so happy. So, she's fine.
Yep.
But everyone was really upset for Rihanna.
I bet you they laugh. Like I bet you Rihanna and A$AP are like,
Right.
get a load of this guy again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why it's like, all right, Drake, so there's that one thing, and he sometimes he does things where I'm like, Drake, why do you do these things? Because it's hard to
or like
defend.
have it be a little more coded.
Right.
Like have it be where you really could be like, this could be about anybody. You can't. I think this is like
when you throw the word anti in it
multiple
times.
He hasn't really dated like any other public figures, has he? Like
It's always like rumored.
Yeah.
Like always, it's never like official. That was always like, oh, Drake's obsessed with Rihanna.
Yeah. I feel like that was always the biggest
and so
one.
he's trying to be like, oh, they think I'm still hung up on you. Well, I'm not, but I'm gonna rap about it.
Yeah. But I mean, that's like the tale as old as time is like anytime you can say you've moved on so many times, but it's like, no, if you actually moved on, you'd stop talking about it. Like it's like that
Right.
person who you are like, no, I don't care anymore, but and then they like say how, and it's like, no, but really, I really don't care anymore. And it's like, okay, if you really didn't
And it's
care
just like-
anymore, you wouldn't be talking about it.
To say you had badder bitches than Rihanna, like she's the baddest
I know.
bitch alive.
yeah.
Like it's hard to say that you had badder bitches than Rihanna.
Yep, I agree.
And I bet Rihanna's like, I have badder than you right now.
how do you think A$AP feels about this?
He's like, I got Rihanna, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But it's like it just seems like Drake's like making enemy. Like why would you like make
Because Drake at this point in his career is so high up that I don't think he cares about making enemies anymore. Like I think we've seen
Yeah.
that now with like Anna Wintour, all these people where he's like, I'm just gonna do what I
Yeah,
want to
that
do
makes
because
sense.
I'm now like
But it's
so.
like they have kids, like they seem
Yeah.
happy, like it seems
Yeah.
random.
It is. But okay.
He's running out of things to talk about.
Here's the thing. He's also a rapper, and musicians, rappers, they put their personal stuff in their songs, and they like so many rappers rap about things that are personal. So many singers write songs about their we see it with Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo. Like, oh, is this about Zach Bia? Is this about that person? Like,
Imagine Taylor Swift's like John Mayer, like I had badder guys, and
yeah, like it's just. It is something that people do. So to be like, why does he have? It's just because when you come after Rihanna, nobody can defend that. Nobody can be like, yeah, Drake, go after Rihanna. You just
No.
can't defend that.
No, I also think when like all parties have clearly like moved on with their like,
And it feels
just
like
a lot
it's
of
been
time has
years.
passed. It's just like
Right.
yeah,
Like
it's like this isn't. You're not writing. This isn't a new album that you're writing about like some recent encounter you had with Rihanna. This is like we're talking years.
Yeah.
Multiple albums have come out in between this.
right, and yeah, so he's Drake's going through it right now. So he released this album, and then he said he's taking a year off, which Drake has consistently put out an album for years. Like he's one of the most consistent people when it comes
How
to that.
many albums has he put out? 8?
Since 2021, he's put out 4 albums.
Oh, I was gonna say how many albums total has he
My
put
problem with
out?
his albums, it's like
10.
they're too long. Like I'd rather.
Oh
him
no,
put,
I'm good with long
really?
albums.
I just
Yeah, because
don't- I'd rather
then
be like
at
12
least
songs.
because I'll know that I'll at least like a couple if they're really
But
long.
I think the thing is, it's like he has so much fluff. On
he
his
has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 albums. 1, 2. I don't know if I
Like
counted
her
right.
loss had
1,
16
2,
It says
3, 4.
8 studio
5, 6,
albums, 1 collaborative
7, 8,
album,
9,
3 compilation
10, 11,
albums,
12,
4 extended
13,
plays, 7
14, 15.
mixtapes,
Yeah, I mean,
141 singles.
I just
And he
consider
also
all of this.
he
out.
also
Yeah,
like is
whatever.
always like on other people's music.
Yeah, he's like consistently putting out music. So he's taking a break because he says he has he has tummy issues. He's been dealing with stomach aches for years now, which obviously,
Hey, I feel you.
it's just, I know it's relatable, but it's just one of those classic Drake things where people are like, of course Drake has tummy aches.
Just something that he didn't need to like fully give the
No,
details.
but I mean, I guess he wants to be honest. Like he's like, I'm having
I
stomach
understand,
issues.
right? Because it's also, I think this is when you're vague about things in your personal life, sometimes that forces the public to dig into it even more. So like if he was like, oh, I'm taking a year off like for health issues, people will be speculating, oh, is it this, is it that, like making shit up.
Right.
So I think he was like, I'll just say it.
And also because people are shitting on this album. That if he took,
are people like, I haven't really
yeah,
seen the
people are
hasn't gotten good
shitting on it.
reviews.
Yeah, bad reviews.
That makes sense.
So I
like,
think
yeah.
if he just took a year off, people might be like, oh, Drake realized he put out a shit album and in their opinion, and took a year off. Is it my favorite album he's ever put out? No. Is it close to my favorite album he's ever put out? No. I would rank the ones he's put out last year, the year before that, all higher than this album. Yeah. But there are a couple songs.
I like Scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, every album. My personal favorite is If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, and What a Time to Be Alive with Future.
Nothing is the same.
Yeah, I mean,
classic.
Nothing Was the Same.
Take Care.
Even More Life, View, all of them.
Yeah.
Where it started getting
even
iffy,
Her
I think.
Loss, so I
Her Loss is great.
Like that's my favorite album of his in a while.
I mean, Certified Lover Boy, I loved. Honestly, Nevermind was the EDM one. I didn't hate that one. People hated that one. I didn't hate it.
Other than the one song, I have not listened to.
So this one for me, not even close to the other ones, but there are some songs I like. If you're looking for the ultimate spot for a fun night out, Bolero's got you covered. With amazing deals like Night Strike and After Party, you'll enjoy a night off of unlimited bowling for one low price. Visit a Bolero near you every Monday and Friday night and take advantage of this season's best deals on the lanes. Say it's a Monday night. You don't want to go home after work. You want to do a little something fun to spice up the beginning of your week, but you don't want to get too crazy? Bolero. You can head on over to bolero.com and find a place near you. Also, Friday night, if you're like, it's Friday, I don't want to stay in, but I want to do something, hit up Bolero. Head on over to bolero.com, find a place near you, and you can take advantage of the season's best deals on the lanes. They got Night Strike, they have After Party. Check out the deals, bolero.com, and find a place near you. So, on top of that, Joe Budden, I guess, said something about this album.
He said he was mainly like taking shots at Drake for like hanging out with like streamers and like being like friends with younger people.
Basically not doing stuff with the older people anymore and like now catering, I guess, to younger people. So Drake wrote to Joe Budden, "You have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you were doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switched careers because the things that pop in your brain had you broke, living check to check, and the rappers you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty, I don't know the word for this, jeans, to screw up their face and pretend you are the GOAT. Please, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is the poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap not because you accomplished all you need to do. It's because it wasn't working for you. I never want anybody in this generation to think that the whole everybody's entitled to their own opinion is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need to put it in simpler terms, I own a 767. He owns a modest house in the 973 and flies first class on special occasions." If he just wrote the ending, like in simpler terms, he flies first class on special occasions. Like Drake destroyed him in this, in whatever this was, this comment.
But also, there's part of me that's like just picturing Drake like sitting there writing that, and I'm like,
I'm on the other side where I'm just, it's just
like
it's like it's just like too much.
My take on this is like, if Drake put this in a song, it would be good.
I think
because it's this is more ruthless than anything he rapped on his album.
He's a sensitive guy.
But he was sitting, like, picturing Drake with his tummy aches, sitting in bed, like.
No, but like it clearly gets to him because he can't stop talking about all the negative reviews. Like he's screenshotting TikTok, like random TikTokers, like giving bad reviews and posting them. Like
I don't know. I feel like there has been. I like I said, I don't really know too much about it, but I've just from seeing what like tweets and people's posting about it, it's just that he's like gone from one era to like sometimes like this album. I saw someone tweet like that the lyrics on this album, they just felt like he was just kind of trying too hard to be like tough guy.
No, I think he was. I don't agree with that. I think like for Scorpio, remember he did the 2-sided album, and the one side was like, I'm so tough, and then the other side was like had like Emotionless, which was like more. Which I love that song, but I don't even think like none of his lyrics were even really standing out to me. That's where my problem I think was with this album.
I didn't like wasn't paying attention.
Which
to
who
any
cares
lyrics.
about my problem with the album because of the way I'm wording that.
He wasn't
but,
like
what I didn't
like,
love, I mean,
singing and like I don't know,
yeah. I think he needs to take a little break. He needs to get his tummy in check. He needs to. The way that this album, I think people are upset because the way that this album was described was as if we were going back to Marvin's Room, which I think is like one of his best songs.
He was like the old Drake.
He was like the old Drake is back, and like hearing this was not like hearing old Drake. But I still liked a couple songs.
I think any artist gets themselves in a pickle when they reference like old,
like don't worry, the old me's coming back.
Yeah,
like
you're always setting
you're
just setting yourself up for failure when you do shit like that because you're always gonna just like let somebody down.
Right, and when you diss Rihanna,
you're
also gonna set yourself up for failure.
Yeah, it's just
you gotta like. How does he not realize like I shouldn't be talking about Rihanna?
Yeah, it's just like move on, man.
We all know you didn't think the sex was average because you were obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Like, was the sex average at the time? No. It's like when a girl breaks up with a guy and the girl's like, his dick was so small.
Right.
And you're like remember when Alexis Ren and Jay broke up and she tweeted like his dick was so small.
Yeah.
And everyone was like,
for years.
You were together for years and now you're going to say his dick was so small?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like Drake acting like the sex was average with Rihanna. Get real.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, moving on. Gigi Hadid was spotted on a date with Bradley Cooper, which is that true? Because Anthony was in the background.
Yeah, it seemed like a group hang.
Seemed more like a group setting.
But could still be a group hang date of sorts. But shocker, did you see where they were? I give you one guess on where they were out in New York City.
Wait, why am I blanking? I saw it.
It's where everybody is these days.
Via Carota. Yeah.
Do
they know that there's better restaurants?
I mean, Via Carota is really good.
But there's so many other good options too.
Oh, no, I know.
Via Carota's not the only restaurant.
Yeah. No, definitely. I feel like though, like celebrities, when there's a spot like that they can go to, and I don't know, maybe they're treated like fucking kings and queens when they go there, and it's like
true.
I feel like that's
we all have our spots.
Yeah, yes.
I get addicted to the same spots too.
If you're a famous celebrity, do you want to go to a restaurant that's known for having famous celebrities? Because then, when people,
you're going to be seen, clearly you're.
Some people want to be seen.
Sometimes you want to be seen.
Fuck it. You know what I mean? Some celebrities want to be seen.
Gigi Hadid probably wants to be seen.
Gigi, Bradley,
with Bradley Cooper.
We're seen leaving Via Carota, and then they got into the same vehicle together to leave.
Gigi goes from Leo to Bradley, a couple older gentlemen.
That's a
Bradley and Leo are also friends, but
Well, not saying that I know that they're together.
Yeah, I right. They were like, it was like a group. It was a group hang.
I am totally on board with. I mean, it was only a couple episodes ago, right, where I was talking about how much I'm like Bradley Cooper's #1 fan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were going through his filmography.
How old do you think
I watched
Bradley
that
Cooper
movie.
is?
Bradley Cooper's 42.
Oh, you know that for a fact.
I just like. Yeah, I was just looking
42.
at the article.
Really boldly.
Gigi's 28. Bradley's 48.
He was starring in movies while she was a 1-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, Like Gigi was clearly she was hanging around Leo for a while, but then there was never like, oh, they're dating. It was like they're friends.
I also think that Gigi,
that maybe there was a little extra happening.
When you're 28 and you have a kid, like,
I do forget she has a kid.
that's not like being like 22 and hanging out with Bradley Cooper.
No, they're
stepdad Bradley.
Giddy over Bradley Cooper. And
their
Gigi
daughters
Hadid
are
hanging
not
out.
that like far in age off from each
Why
other.
am I giddy about it? Even though it was a group hang. Like, let's not all get excited.
Yeah.
All right.
Although,
Anthony's really sneaking into all the big events.
Anthony could be like a
decoy.
I think
they say
whatever.
he's just a friend. Wait.
And Gigi and Anthony are besties because Gigi and Tan are besties too.
So I think that might be a situation where it's like bestie, come check out.
Check out my new guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
On Saturday, we were in Hoboken, and you know how Joe Manganiello and Vince Vaughn were filming a movie for Hoboken for a while, and they were being spotted like everywhere?
Yes, you have brought this up no less than 10 times.
I was making Marty and Dana walk down the sidewalk and pretend to be Joe Manganiello and Vince Vaughn so that I can like practice how I would act if I saw them.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't nail it. Like I could not get something down on how I would actually react. I was like, "Oh my God, Joey, Vinny!" Like I couldn't figure out if I would walk past them and go, "Oh my God, it's them." Or I think I would be so excited, like I would act like we're friends. Like, guys, you want to come out with us? Come out with the boys. You like them. You like these two. You know? I just couldn't figure out what I would say. I couldn't nail it. I couldn't get it down. All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
I am building up a lot of saliva.
I think that was like a super casual event.
I think it was a super casual hang, and people are really hyping it up.
Yeah.
Let me cross that off my list. Okay, moving on. So we didn't talk about this while it was happening, but now that we have an answer to the situation, I think it's good to clear it up. So Clayton, the former bachelor, was going through something. Somebody who he had relations with was accusing him of being the father of her twins that she is pregnant with. Now, Clayton said that they never had sex. They only did other things.
Yep.
But they never had full on. And she was insinuating that Clayton was the father of these twins.
Yeah, they went back and forth hard. Like she basically wrote an essay saying it was Clayton. Clayton was all over his social media saying like, this is not me.
Clayton made a story last week that said, for those that are playing along with my situation, this was literally a game to him because he knew, I think he knew, I'm definitely not the father of the children. And it is clear Clayton is not the father. They got the test results.
Just a fantastic video that Clayton put out there.
Yeah, he's just screaming he's not the father.
He's like, the moment is here. Little to no DNA.
So, just to clarify, Clayton is not the father.
Clayton is not the father, and that was a roller coaster. I mean, that I feel for him. That is
a tough situation to be
tough. She was very public about this, and he had to therefore then also respond publicly, and it went back and forth for weeks before they were finally able to get those answers.
Yeah, that could definitely mess with somebody, right? Like you have that pressure on you, you have that stress on you. So I'm happy for Clayton that he mostly, I think, has this figured out and is not the father. Quick update. So we talked about last week how we saw it was being reported that Jamie Spears was living with Lynn Spears.
Yes.
I even made comments saying that he was moving in to get some of that Dancing with the Stars money. Lynn Spears messaged us on Instagram and she said that is not true.
Yep.
He is
made up.
It's made up. He is not living with her. She also clarified that on her story.
Yeah.
And she, I think, was going to ignore it at first. And then once she saw it was really making its rounds, she cleared it up. So now we are clearing it up.
Yes.
That he is not living with Lynn.
Yes. I also realized that when we put out the graphic for the topics, it said Lynn Spears living with her dad, which made it sound like Lynn Spears moved in with her father.
Right, instead of Jamie Spears is moving in with
So
Lynn
all
and her
around
family.
confusing. We did not help that for sure.
Yeah, so we did apologize to Jamie Lynn.
And and so Jamie Lynn just lives with her husband and her 2 kids.
Yes. To clarify.
She made that clear, and I'm going to put that out there. Jamie Spears does not live with her.
Does not. And that's really it. That's
the
really
update we have to provide.
Yep.
All right, we are going to get into our weekly watch report, but first, we have a nice cold, crisp Coors Light ready to go on set because fall is here, guys. But fall does not mean that it has to be a buzzkill to your summer chill. Coors Light helps you find moments to unwind. Maybe you have a big work presentation. Follow it up with a happy hour, some friends, and a cold Coors Light. Decompress with a relaxing day on the trail that ends with a well-earned Coors Light. Whenever you need to hit reset, reach for the Coors Light. It is made to chill. It's the only beer out there literally made to chill. You know those mountains on the bottles and cans turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. So for us, maybe you're headed coming out of the weekend. You had a lovely Sunday. For me, I was enjoying some nice football. You can go right into my fridge, grab a cold Coors Light, or maybe head to your local bar. Order a nice cold Coors Light, enjoy it with some friends, and chill out. Get ready for your week. Coors Light is the one we choose when we want to unwind. So when you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart at CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Welcome back to the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Weekly Watch Report on Monday.
Nailed it. I was waiting.
I felt my ovaries move with that one because my period.
The thrust. It's too much of a
I
thrust.
actually felt it.
You hit that thrust.
I hit that thrust hard. All right.
Oh man. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I have some new things. Excited.
Yeah. Okay.
Excited for some new things. Okay.
Okay.
I watched the Beckham documentary.
I did as well.
I watched 2.
Great
Did you watch
documentary.
all 4 episodes?
3 of them.
3 of them.
But I'm still going to grade it.
Yeah.
I'm giving it an A.
I loved it.
I really enjoyed it. It's
loved
one of
every
my
second.
favorite documentaries in a long time. I learned a lot
I agree.
that I did not know about the Beckham family.
Same.
You know what? Like, Victoria Beckham really has a great sense of humor. And I think
She doesn't. The media's never portrayed her like that.
And I think when we picture her fighting with Nicola,
yeah,
we picture like a mean British mom.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have a new view on that. And I just really love David and her's relationship. And I think that they have been through a lot and they have weathered a storm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that David Beckham was one of the most hated men in England at one point.
I had no idea.
No idea.
Like, I've always thought David Beckham was so beloved this whole time.
I absolutely agree. I thought any thing that I heard about him, I was like, oh, great soccer player, more handsome man, like that was, but that was really such a big thing. Obviously,
it was a big thing, and to hear that they would chant "Posh Spice takes it up the ass" like in a full stadium, and then he was only better.
Those football fans are fucking ruthless.
Okay,
man.
so when we were talking about who's more famous, and we said Taylor Swift is the most famous. Yeah, we really didn't think about the soccer fans in the world.
Oh, I mean, yes, that's always.
I mean, because
we didn't think about it in the moment, but that's always the biggest.
Right.
Like everyone
Ronaldo.
will always say Messi or Ronaldo.
Right, but also, what about David Beckham?
He's pretty famous.
David Beckham is so fucking famous.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
wow. So I'm going to give that an A because I just really enjoyed that. It is one of my favorite documentaries I've watched in a long time because I felt like it was really about somebody so interesting that has accomplished so much, their whole family.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about somebody who's so famous that you know them, but you don't really know them.
Did you also, and it made me obviously go down a rabbit hole too. I was like, damn, we were just too young. A lot of affair scandals and all the crazy things. I was listening, as I was watching, I was like, this guy's voice sounds so familiar. The director, Fisher is his name. And I Googled it, and it's Hugo from Succession. It's the guy that directed
really?
the whole thing.
Wait, Hugo?
Interesting.
Hugo from Succession.
Is he like the kind of skinny?
Yeah, with the beard, bald.
Yeah.
He made the whole thing. And like
Wow.
that's his voice talking back. Because when he was talking back
Yeah.
at some points, I was like, it's a very distinct voice.
Yeah.
You know?
That's interesting.
It was him. So just really, really, I agree with you. It's very well done.
So that gets an A for
Yeah.
me. I watched Totally Killer on Prime Video. It's a new movie with Kiernan Shipka
Okay.
and Olivia Holt and the mom from Modern Family.
Julie Bowen.
Yes, and a couple other people. It's a horror / comedy. Like, it's not scary,
Okay.
but the elements to it are like people get murdered.
Okay.
It was good. It was fine.
Okay.
Like, it was a good.
Yeah, yeah.
It was good. It was a good watch.
Yeah.
I was interested the whole time. I wanted to see where it went.
I've not even
I
heard
would
of this.
recommend it for you. You would like it.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it promoted?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, I
Not
liked
at
it.
all.
Around this time of year, I thought it was a good movie.
Oh, that's fair.
So I'm gonna give it a
Does it kind of fall like? Would you say it's like kind of like Scream-esque? You know, where it's like
no.
no
Scream is scarier.
Scream scary. Okay.
This is way less scary than that.
Gotcha.
This is not scary at all, really. You know,
Okay.
there's murders, but it's not.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
So that gets a C+.
Okay.
Because I enjoyed it, and it was good.
Middle
for
of the
time
road.
season. Middle of the road movie. Watched it Sunday morning
Yeah.
before football started.
Yep.
Love is Blind.
It's
None of these people should get married.
No. Nope.
None of these people should get married. None of them.
No.
None of them. Not gonna work.
I will say the release, the way that they release these episodes,
It's so frustrating.
they gotta do a better job because you lose. I can only speak for myself, but you lose people. Like it just becomes so like putting out 4 first, you grabs everybody in, and then to go 3 weeks until the end, it's just too long.
do 4 and 4, and then
I know these 2 episodes that just came out on Friday the wedding episode should have came out as well.
everything should have been out by now
So
because
annoying.
it's dragged along now, and none of them should get married. None of them should
No.
get married. That's my stance. I don't have much to say about it besides I hope none of them get married.
No, and then you really have to you forget that these people are really getting married. Like definitely not a good sign of when Izzy, I guess they got into some kind of fight and then they were talking about it afterwards and we were sort of filling in the blanks because we didn't see the fight, but I guess he's got real bad credit. Doesn't have a credit
He has really bad. He has really bad credit.
Really bad
apparently.
credit. Which is just so. It's just like, if I was her, I'd be like, Only not that is the problem, but it totally did seem like he was lying about it. They had that whole conversation in the kitchen, like where they were openly talking about money, and she was like, "We got to talk about money," and talking about her family and their situation and everything. And clearly, he did not want to say it on camera, I guess, but it came out in its own way, this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I like him being like, "No, I just wanted to have a real conversation about it, not bring it up." She's like, "Well, there was plenty of openings for you to bring it up."
I think that they are going to end up getting married because Milton and Lydia are definitely not getting married.
I truly feel like Milton and Lydia are gonna get married
after that big fight that they got at dinner. I don't.
Yeah, I think. Kind of.
Oh, I don't think so.
But I think it's gonna come down to who goes first. I think Lydia. If they ask Lydia first, she's gonna be like, "Yeah, I do." And then I think Milton might be like, "Oh, okay, sure."
I think we might shock the world. Or they might shock the world and Lydia might say no.
Would not be the worst thing to happen.
None of these
obviously.
people should get married. So that's Love is Blind.
Yeah. And big there was a quite the accusation as well from did you see that last week from a contestant that was on season 5 is, I don't know if she's taking action against them or she was just shared her experience, but is not featured in any of the episodes, but she filmed for season 5. She's suing the production company after claiming she was sexually assaulted on set by her former fiance, and Kinetic, that's the production company, allegedly did nothing to stop it. In the suit, she also claimed she was falsely imprisoned while filming and producers acted with negligence. And the creator of Love is Blind spoke out and said that, the production was never told that she felt unsafe or experienced any of the allegations that she made. Not good.
That's not good.
Really not good. And I will say that this is not the first time people have had things to say about the production company behind Love is Blind.
Yeah, and I will say this, watching, I'm trying not to speak for the people on the show, and because I don't know, this is a total assumption by me.
Yeah.
But when Lydia tried to get up from the fight with Uche, how did she make her way back?
Yeah,
in my opinion, I'm like, are producers telling her she has to go back and sit down?
Yeah.
Because she got up and then was all of a sudden back. And I'm like, are they, and also feeding them a lot of alcohol. There was a heavy pour from that waiter into Milton's glass.
I think there's a lot more production involvement in this show than people talk about.
Yeah, because even Uche wrote it on his Instagram, so
yeah.
really not good.
No.
And then the last thing, I watched Desperate Housewives and I watched Bobby Flay, but I'm not going to keep incorporating those because that's just something I'm going to continue watching. I watched Fair Play, the movie on Netflix. I thought it was really good.
I agree.
Thought Ken Jack, who works here, he tweeted out like it's one of the better movies that Netflix has put out.
Agreed.
And Netflix always puts out good movies, but like this was like the acting and the
they
drama,
were both fantastic.
like they were really fantastic
good.
actors. Like totally on the edge of my seat the whole time. I enjoyed it. It was a good Friday night movie. Stayed in, watched that. So I'm gonna give Fair Play a B.
Okay, great.
B plus.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. I'm in the same.
I'm somewhere in between those two.
I'm in the same field.
B and a half.
Fair. An A
B 0.5 B plus. Yeah, that's what I watched.
A new Straight Talk Wireless offering is now available where you can get a Walmart Plus membership included on select Straight Talk Wireless plans for free. Only Straight Talk Wireless gives you unlimited data, talk, and text, plus a Walmart Plus membership included on select plans for free. Some of the perks of Walmart Plus through select Straight Talk Wireless plans are free delivery from Walmart stores, free shipping, no order minimum, Paramount Plus membership, member prices on fuel, gas savings. So Straight Talk Wireless is available at Walmart and walmart.com. So don't miss out on a new Straight Talk Wireless offering that is now available where you can get a Walmart Plus membership included on select Straight Talk Wireless plans for free. Only Straight Talk Wireless gives you unlimited data, talk, and text, plus a Walmart Plus membership included on select plans for free. So head to Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless is available at Walmart and walmart.com. Okay, I watched Love is Blind as well. I will give those episodes a C. Also watched Fair Play. I'll give it a B plus. It was good.
B.5.
Yeah, like a A point -5 plus 5. I watched the Beckham documentary. A. Mm-hmm. I was captivated, locked in. I honestly rewatched the first 2 episodes because I started it and then Joe came home and he's like, "Oh, he's watching it without me." And I was like, "Oh shoot, sorry. I didn't want," and I knew he wanted to watch, but I just didn't want to wait.
You were too excited?
I just didn't want to wait. And then I ended up watching the first 2 episodes over again because
it was worth it.
It was worth it. I will give that an A. I thought it was fantastic. And we started 5-Star Chef on Netflix. I've only watched 2 episodes, but I'm intrigued.
You have my interest.
Yeah, good cooking competition show. It is, I only watched 2 episodes, but the premise is that a Michelin star chef, restaurateur, he's holding this competition to find the next head chef for the restaurant in this 5-star hotel in London. And they have different chefs from all over the world coming and preparing, 5-star.
It's like the
meals.
Bradley Cooper movie.
Yes, yes. And they're cooking like these crazy things and with crazy price points and like all these things. Very much enjoyed. Watched the first 2 episodes. I'll give that a B. Reality TV, cruising through it. D'Amelio show, I'm up to date on. I'll give that a C. I'm entertained, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about last week, Mark has opened up more about how he did not handle the whole Dancing with the Stars thing very well. And Dixie, a lot of that landed on Dixie, which I felt bad for her. Did you know that she was like an incredible BMX bike rider, like when she was younger? They went to the park.
I feel like Dixie is filled with talents.
No, it was crazy. She was like, I mean, I don't know how old she was, but she was like, I was like 5th in the nation. Like she was like, if I kept doing it, like I could have competed in the Olympics probably.
That's
but
crazy.
She stopped.
That's an insane,
tricks?
like being
BMX racing.
Oh,
being
racing,
able
racing.
to be a BMX person,
Yeah.
like, is maybe one of the coolest things you can do.
I know.
Because
I tried
I
it
wouldn't.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
For a second.
And I was like, damn, that is very cool. Housewives, Salt Lake City has been very entertaining. I think I talked about that last week, so I can just grade this. I'll grade this past week's episode as a B-. I haven't watched. I'm behind on New York because there was a new episode last night, so I haven't watched that one yet. And Kardashians, the second episode, I will give a C. It's hard to watch, because a lot of that last episode was like very Tristan oriented, and I feel bad for Chloe. She really feel like she just is such a kind soul. She took in Tristan and his brother, and Tristan's mom passed, and he's staying in their house, and she's kind of like, hey, I like appreciate you being here and like being a good dad, but like boundaries, we need some. And I believe that was everything. Oh, I finished. I'm like a couple episodes into season 3 of Suits. Season 2, loved.
the finale.
I thought
two?
season 2, the second half of season 2, like pulled me back in, where I was like, okay, this is it got, because season 1 I was like, okay, fine, like end of season 1, but season 2 into season 3, very good. I think. Didn't realize that everybody from Game of Thrones decided to be on this show at some point. Like everybody just had a role on Suits.
Who was on?
The British lawyer is I'm bad with remembering any of their names from Game of Thrones, but he was the he was like on the council related. Was he the guy that was dickless? Wasn't that guy, I'm thinking of? Or was that Littlefinger?
No. The guy that was dickless
No,
was
that was the guy, the son.
Yeah, was what's his face? Greyjoy.
Great.
Yeah, but what's the one I'm thinking of that was oh boy.
I'm just gonna Google Suits in Game of Thrones.
Well, the mom is definitely in it. Lord Varys.
Yeah, the names don't do anything for me, but yeah, the mom.
Lord Varys is the British guy from the British law firm.
You know what? I didn't know. I didn't make that connection.
The
because he has hair.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, he doesn't even really have hair. He is bald, kind of bald. And that's why I was also like, oh, I had no idea. And Lady Stark is like the oil lady all throughout the end of like
no
the
red
second
wedding
season.
in this show.
Yeah. But they just kept popping up. And I was like, oh my God, another Game of Thrones person. But I will give, like, I finished the end of second half of season 2, beginning of season 3. I will give a B+. I definitely, it's pulled me in. Poor Lewis.
See, you go, it's a roller coaster.
It's a love-hate relationship with
I'm
him.
sure it is.
Because you'll feel poor Lewis and you'll be like, this guy's an asshole.
By the
Yeah.
way, our Lewis shirts are still on sale.
Yeah, and they are great. But like season 2, he was so excited. He thought he was gonna have Mike on his team, and it just didn't work out. And he was
cake.
so sad with the cake. I was like, oh, poor Lewis. But yes, obviously, I'm sure that's continue to be up and down. The guy's made some poor decisions, he's made some bad moves, and I'm sure that'll just continue. And that is everything I watched.
Okay. I watched this new show on Max called Our Flag Means Death. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
No.
It's set in the 1700s, and it's like a comedy. It's this group of outcasts who they're all trying to be pirates, and I would describe it as like The Office on a boat in the 1700s.
Interesting.
Kind of. Like no one, the captain, no one respects, and they all make fun of him, and he's just trying to be like, he's too nice, but they're like, we're pirates. It's funny.
Okay.
It's funny. I would recommend it.
Different.
It's easy. I only watched because
Oh, it's Taika Waititi.
he directed it.
No, he's in it.
Oh.
He's the captain.
Huh? Oh, he's not the captain that
I mean, his character says Captain Blackbeard.
Oh, he's on a different ship, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I only saw it because I was struggling with the Netflix thing is like on and off, where if it's working or not on my TV. So I was like, what's on Max these days?
Had to switch over.
And switch over. I'll give it a B.
I'm surprised there hasn't been any new Apple TV content that you've watched.
Well, not new, but I'm getting there.
Oh.
Fair Play I watched, and yeah, I thought it was very intense, but I liked it. I feel like I've never really seen Phoebe Dynevor act before. What has she been in? She was good.
Bridgerton.
See, I didn't watch Bridgerton.
Yeah.
But she was really good. And then The Morning Show, Apple TV.
Morning show's back.
Morning Show's back.
John Hamm is in this one, right?
He is. And it's just not that great. Like, and I've heard that from other people too.
I've heard that too.
I've watched, I'm caught up now. I watched 5 episodes and it's just like so dumb. It's just
that
like they've
just
run out
reminded
of
me that I
everything.
have to watch the Only Murders finale. I haven't watched it.
That's a show that I don't know why I haven't been able to just, I watched season 1, loved it, and then never continued. I don't know why. I just can't get back
I don't
into
know
it.
why either. Every season's been great.
But yeah, The Morning Show, it feels like they're just like running out of, and they're also trying too hard to like be parallel with like real life events.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of corny.
Yeah.
So I'll give that one. I gave Fair Play a B+. I don't know if I said that, but a C- for The Morning Show. I'll still watch it, but it's just
Nothing's going to compare to the first season of The Morning Show.
Yeah.
Like, that was really good.
yeah, and like Steve Carell's gone. And,
Right.
okay, I watched the whole series on Netflix, Super Pumped. Have you heard of this?
No.
No.
Oh, really? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the whole show, it's a 7-episode like series. It's about the whole start of Uber.
Oh.
And it's
Okay,
like this
yes.
crazy
I
story
did-
that
I
didn't
did
know.
see that.
I had never heard of like any of this, and like the CEO of Uber is like crazy. But definitely worth a watch.
Doesn't Uber have like kind of like the Uber
It kind of made me like
the
guilty.
CEO didn't he kind of have like a similar situation to like the WeWork guy? Like it was like you just
What's the WeWork? I don't know the WeWork thing.
you didn't watch the WeWork documentaries
No.
about it? No.
No.
Anne
But
Hathaway and
No.
no, you didn't watch them.
The WeWork?
No.
It's
I
a show-
didn't watch them either.
It was like a super popular show on.
No, I
on
know, but I
Hulu.
didn't
Is it
watch
a
them.
documentary or a show?
No, it was the show.
Never heard of this.
It was Adam Driver and Anne Hathaway.
Never
No,
heard of
it was Jared Leto.
Jared Leto?
Yeah.
Adam Driver wasn't in that?
Nope. We crashed.
Oh, maybe I'll check that out. But I don't know what happened there. But yeah, crazy story. Because I had always heard like when Uber started out, like they don't treat their drivers right and all this stuff, and I was like, that's probably just everyone. But this Uber CEO is kind of a crazy.
So I'm saying I think there were some parallels because yeah.
But yeah, I would recommend it. I'll give that a B.
Yeah.
But it was.
Is he still the Uber CEO, or did he get?
No. I mean, it's a spoiler, I guess, but it's real life.
I mean, it's real. Yeah, it's like it's actual real life.
But yeah, that was a good one.
I was gonna say I haven't really seen JGL and something new in a while.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. So I would recommend that to watch. And then the last thing was I watched the first 2 episodes of Beckham, and I'll give that a B+.
Yeah,
I very much enjoy it. I already followed him on Instagram, but I didn't really know anything about him other than like he's just a cool guy, like tattoos and everything.
I really had no idea.
He's gained a fan. I'm a fan
Same.
of him now. Like,
has there ever really truly been a hotter it couple than those two?
The two of them,
they're
when did he start
so cool
getting tattoos? Because like all this old footage of him, he's like picture perfect. Like no, he just became bad boy. Like when did that happen?
when he got that buzz cut and everybody lost their shit.
Wait, what? Oh, so is that in the documentary?
Yeah, well, you only watched 2 episodes.
Yeah. Damn.
I also something about every time they it's crazy, and it was like the simplest thing, but Victoria Adams, they were like, oh, Victoria Adams,
it's crazy.
And I was like, damn, Victoria Adams. Obviously, we've only
know her as
Victoria Beckham, and
Victoria Adams is also a great name.
Yep.
Yeah, but I never the whole.
But I guess she became Victoria Beckham pretty quick because they did get married.
Yeah, they got married they got married young and obviously started having kids.
I also don't know the rules of soccer really. So when that play happened and it was like the red flag.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know he got kicked out, but I'm like, did something else happen, or people are just pissed because he couldn't play, like in the game, the rest of the game?
No,
and that's why they lost because he was a good player.
You get a red card, you're taken off, and you have to play down a man.
Oh my god!
So it's like I didn't
realize it's down a man.
Yes, it's uneven. It's not like you get hit with a red card, you can't sub somebody new in. It's he gets taken off, and they have to play a man down the whole rest of the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even still though, that reaction is absurd. Like,
yeah, and the guy totally played into like he was fine.
Yeah, but it was just like
no.
There's been such worse.
Right?
No, it sucks because he clearly he reacted, and you can't react, but it shouldn't have been.
I would have moved to America if I was him and never come back. If when that happened, I'd be like, fuck you, fuck this country.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a dark period of time for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all I watched.
Yeah. All right, well, those are all the things we watched this week. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Reminder, there are still some tickets on sale for the New York City show. It's going to sell out soon. So get those if you're thinking about it. That is December 6th, Wednesday, December 6th. Philly is this Thursday. Still tickets on sale for that. We love you guys. We cannot wait. And we'll talk to you on Wednesday.